My parents hate that I'm a conservative. Should I care? I live in a democratic household and all of my family is liberal as well. I now know that the liberal way of life is the best for me. How should I go about living with my family while being the odd man out? Don't discuss politics with people that have power over you. Let them spout what they will and hold your tongue till you live on your own. Don't discuss politics with them. Just smile and give non-answers if they ever are being really rude about it. I'm a grown man who hasn't lived with my family in decades. But I was in your position. My father especially thinks that Bernie Sanders has some conservative traits. It's not easy. And you'll find that while you're willing to listen to their ideas and willing to accept that agreeing to disagree is fine, they will not be. I'm sorry you're between that rock and that hard place. It's not fun. I do not miss that time of my life. I still shake my head once in a while thinking about the hateful things my father said over the years just because we have different political beliefs. Tolerant left. My ass. I feel my dad is an uber liberal and despises that when I grew up my politics changed does make holidays a little more stressful though tears of joy. Just don't bring up politics. My entire immediate family is also liberal. So when they turn the news on I just leave the room. And I don't engage in politics talk. More people to laugh at when Trump wins. Most of my family parrots anything they hear on CNN. I just ignore them and bring up something else. No, don't worry about them. If they truly are liberal and you truly are a conservative, then they will disown you before you can begin to care. Tell them you're voting for Trump and see how quickly I'm correct. Learn the valuable lesson of how to civilly coexist with people of differing personal politics. And hopefully it goes both ways. Mary Madeline and James Carville have made it work. But if you're going to talk politics, you have to do it for the love of interesting conversation and not to be right at the expense of debasing your family members' values. I don't discuss religion or politics with people in real life because you will never agree with each other. Don't get dragged into arguments. Understand that it takes strength to be yourself when those around you tell you that you are wrong. And who you are is wrong. Try not to convert them. That just won't work. You can convert someone to communism, but becoming conservative takes self-realization. Understand that you may need to not speak with them for a while because they no longer wish to speak to you. Avoid using their own tactics against them. They are effective. Of that there is no question. But their conversion tactics are harmful and often cause extremism. No, you shouldn't. Everyone is free to think for themselves. I know so many conservative parents who are pissed their kids turned out to be Democrat and liberal. But hey, what can you do? Don't discuss politics with them. No, conserve even harder. I've found it's really not in the cards to reason with liberals you're close with. Especially not with liberal family members who don't have that filter to what you can say to each other. It's best to hold your tongue, and if you must say something, say it in the form of a question. My sister is a liberal grown up in a very conservative household. We give her flack, but at the end of the day we respect her decisions and don't turn on her at all. I wish the same could be said about your kind of situation. A leftist's debate tactic is vicious slander. There's no reasoning happening there. I'd keep quiet. Avoid talking about politics with them. You aren't going to change their minds. You're just going to make them mad. I generally avoid talking about politics with most people. It's like talking about religion. It's not going to get you anywhere and you stand to lose more than you gain. Like the penguins say in Madagascar, the movie Smile and Wave, boys. Smile and wave. Simple, huh? Well, I don't really know much about the subject. But I hear what you're saying. Like I said, I don't know enough about this to really weigh in. I'm more focused on getting things together. Whatever you say. Politics is a no-win situation conversation. You will never convince someone your way is the right way. People will make their own decisions and you ain't gonna change it. You can avoid talking about politics and probably be fine. If your life revolves around it, however, or you are so fringe that you believe things that are demonstrably not true, it's going to be a lot harder. My father is a proud Biden voter. And my mother is a lifelong Democrat turned Trump voter. The best thing is to just not talk politics with them. If they're liberal, then you should be able to have civil conversations. If they're leftists, then I'd stay away from discussing politics until you've got a backup plan to move out. If there's one thing I've learned in life, you can't talk politics with liberals. Inevitably, it descends into acrimony. There's an old saying, a wise man learns from the folly of others, a fool will only learn from his own. I played the fool so that folks like you don't have to. Whenever they go political, just smile and change the subject. Resist the temptation to respond. If they persist, say I love you folks, then leave the room. They'll get with the program soon enough. Go to work so you pay for their big government handouts and you won't be there to listen to their propaganda. Just avoid political discussions. If they ambush you at every gathering, you may have to avoid them for a while. This is the exact reverse problem of kids in the 70s. Obviously, I think you've made the right choice in beliefs. You're going to have to learn to deal with liberal family now, though. Rule 1: they're going to put politics in your face. Don't don't be that guy who talks about the virtues of Trump over the Thanksgiving turkey. Nope. I'm the odd one out in my family too. I tend to tune out what my Democratic-aligned family members are saying when it comes to politics. Not that I'm disrespectful to them. But most of the time they just repeat the same stuff that they heard on MSM without even comprehending it. None of my other family members are even informed voters. Every election cycle, they just vote straight blue down the ticket. They don't know the names of the candidates. They vote based on whether or not they're a Democrat. Why is everyone saying don't get into arguments? You should know how to express why you think differently than them. Use it as an opportunity to strengthen your arguments as to why you have certain political opinions. Keep doing your research and ask them why they believe what they believe too. I guarantee you'll end up on sounder footing than them. Start pulling facts against them to shut them up. Worked for me. Conservatives don't believe in handouts. I hope you are kicked out by 18. Your parents hate someone that has a difference of opinion? That seems a stretch. Most older liberals are far more conservative in their ideals than whatever this dumpster fire current form of liberal is. If your parents are over 50, then you could sit down and potentially have an actual discussion over thoughts and politics. Any liberal under 50 is just a disaster. Just move out, problem solves itself. My grandmother was an extreme liberal. I loved her so much and just never told her I was a hardcore Republican. Her favorite line: Trump is a narcissistic, mentally ill sociopath. Lol. I just let her believe I was liberal until she passed. Rest in peace, Grandma. Nope, you shouldn't care. You have different beliefs and values than they do, and that's okay. As a fellow conservative, I would recommend not talking to your family about politics. My mom is very left-leaning and she bashes Republicans all the time. When I try to correct her and bring up proof of what she heard was wrong, she just gets mad. No amount of proof will change my mom's mind, and probably the same with your family. Especially if they are older. They are set in their ways. It's best to leave political talk out of it.